There's an important discernment to be made between the voice of our ego, which is our conditioned self, the part of us that has been taught and programmed, if you want to think about it that way, to discern between that voice and the voice of our authentic self, the voice of our inner knowing, and even more than just intuition. Each one of us is a drop of the divine. We are connected to all that is. You are an individualized expression of life. And in that, which feels really intangible, you have a purpose. And sometimes we get mixed up because our ego wants to associate our purpose with a job or a mission. And while our purpose can definitely be expressed through a job or a purpose, that is not our purpose. But determining your true reason for embodiment, your reason of why you chose to take a body and to come here to planet Earth in this world of polarity where we're navigating the duality of the world. You've come with inherent gifts that are meant to be discovered and embodied and contributing to humanity in some way. So the reason that we want to get into the spiritual context, which is why we would work with a spiritual psychology life coach, is so that we can begin to see our life through the lens of our spirit, of our higher self, of our soul. Once we can begin to discern the differences between the voice of the ego and the voice of our higher self, then we are on purpose. Instead of trying to find our purpose, we become on purpose and we live in purpose in a way in which we are embodied. We are grounded in our sovereignty. We have a deep sense of value for who we are, not for what we do. So if this sounds interesting to you, for you, and you would like to learn a little bit more, there's a link in the comments below to my sacred reset meditation. And this reset meditation is really an opportunity for you to drop in to that wisdom-filled knowing part of yourself, that higher, connected to all that is part of your being. Because when you can begin to find a reference point to that part of your being, then it becomes something that is more accessible and less intangible. The importance of stepping out of and stepping away from the demands and the chatter of our ego mind is so important, because when that part of our being is behind the wheel of the car driving our life, it has a different agenda than the part of you that's made of love. This higher wisdom-filled part of you is made of love. And it's not even about being more loving, because when you embody that part of your beingness on a more regular basis, the love naturally emanates from who you are. But when we allow ourselves to be driven, and I'm going to say controlled, by the demands and the noise of the conditioned part of ourselves, then we're operating out of fear, and we're driven through qualities like safety, security, comfort, and control. And while, yes, those are important to the human experience, we don't want them to be the rulership of our entire life. Because when we do that, we miss out on really the most beautiful, joy-filled, inspired, enthusiastic, alive, juicy, yummy, amazing parts of ourselves. Because all of the things that we think that we're looking for out in the physical world, because we think they're going to bring us joy or happiness or abundance or prosperity, all of those qualities live inside of you. And they might just be covered up by layers and layers and layers of patterned conditioning that has been passed down to you through your parents and your teachers and your governments and our religions and all of the different influences telling us who to be, how to be, what to be, why to be. You know, because there is this inherent part of you that holds the keys to the kingdom for your life. And if this sounds interesting and you'd like to learn more, there's plenty of videos below. You can check it out. All right. I hope that you found this helpful. My name, by the way, is Donna Bond, and I'm a soul catalyst. And what that means is when I'm working with clients that are in my presence, there's a natural energetic that happens where my soul is calling forward your soul. And it's kind of magic, and I'm not really doing anything. It's just the energetics that are working through me for your highest good, my highest good, and the highest good of all concerned. I'm also a spiritual psychology life coach and can support you in really beginning to practice this discernment between the conditioned part of you and the higher part of you. Thanks so much for watching.